It's Fate time! Hello and welcome to another video game review. Today we're gonna have a look at the PSP. No, of course not. We're not gonna have a look at the PSP game. We're gonna have a look at this figure inside Saber Bright, whatever you want to call it. I just want to give you a nice overlook of this box. I'm actually so happy I got this. This is the box from the Type Moon Virgin White Box Fate Extra. A PSP game. Not really care about it, but yeah, this artwork on here is amazing. But inside, we got what you came for, what I bought it for. So, by the way, there's no more game inside. If you were wondering about it, I have no idea about the game. But we're gonna have a look at the Figma SP042 Saber Bride. Just in a white box inside of the other box. So let's not waste any more time and open this up. So getting this figure, I was kind of wondering who she's based on, Artoria or Nero Claudius, and after further review, this is definitely Nero, and they even gave her the butt window. So bigger boobies, butt window, it's Nero, confirmed. She stands at about 14.5 centimeters, a little shy of 6 inches tall to the top of her head. Gonna have a look at the Animu face. I mean, I love the eyes, but the expressions on this figure are top notch. We only have two faces, this one and a smiling face. But I like that you have like really the annoyed kind of like, ugh, you idiot. And then the smiling face, you know, you got the best of both worlds. Now for the detail in the head. I mean, she has her veil going down. It is a see-through plastic with some very nice detail on the tips. And I like the material. I like how they did it. It's not completely see-through. Has a kind of plasticky look to it, but overall, because it's shiny and it changes color, it gets darker and a little bit brownish at the tips. You know, that's a nice effect. You got a flower, a bouquet of flowers around her head. Around? Yeah, then we got a very risque kind of bright thing going on. Let's see, that's connected? I think this is all molded on. We have a lot of locks and chains and belts and straps going on, and a long zipper all throughout the torso. More chains. I also like the coloring on this one. You have the white and then the gold for the shackles and the locks, basically. The gray metallic zippers and actually a little bit of light blue on her high heels. And then the entire dress at the back. You got all of this, which it looks like it's burned at the tips. And that just looks fantastic. I've never seen an effect like that. And we got some more see-through stuff in the back over here. I mean, yeah, like I'm saying, chock full of detail and completely unique. This design, line this up against anything, and have you ever seen like a shackled bride design? That's just, no. So for your articulation, the entire veil on the head is not really movable. You can wiggle it side to side, just that teensy bit, but that's about all you're gonna get. The head moves forward, it moves to the back until it gets blocked by all of this. And I can't really see what you could do with that. And just rotate. The head doesn't really move out to the side. It tilts a little bit. It's alright, and it does go all the way around. Just need to lift the veil up for it. And I mean, since it's on ball packs, you could pull it out a little bit, play around with that, see what else you can get out of it. You got the double ball combination in the shoulder. That's a Figma classic, nothing blocking it. This seems to be soft plastic, as you can tell, it bends over here. And then rotate it around. You got a single hinge in the elbow and just a hinge in the hand, which is packed in, so it moves forward and back. And this is actually like, it goes around her ring finger. Design of this is just, there's all these new things you find, and it does rotate around. I'm sorry, I got distracted. I didn't. There's so much stuff going on with this figure. Torso articulation goes back and forth, wiggles around. It doesn't really go back and forth. Actually, more wiggle motion, side to side. Does rotate all the way around. Give it a little spin over here. Down here at the dress, we got two ball hinges. Doesn't really move out to the side, just a little bit, but you need to wiggle it around basically because it's packed in at the middle part and then packed in at the dress again. So you can move it forward and back, and as I'm saying, you can rotate it Depending on where you're standing, it might work better, but they didn't really leave that much of a gap. And the middle part is actually not articulated at all. So that's just there to keep the other ones in place. Okay, so let me move that out to the side so I can have a look at the legs. Moves forward very nicely, and it does move out to the side, and this seems again soft plastic. Look how it bends over there. So kicking poses, you probably are gonna do a lot of kicking poses of that. And because of the dress blocking it over here, it doesn't really go to the back. And you can rotate it around. Actually, no. I try to rotate it around, but it just goes right off. Okay. Is this one of those peg parts that you can move up and down? No, not really. So, okay, you can still rotate it around, but be careful not to disconnect it, but it works. Then we got a single hinge in the knee, and the foot is just on another ball hinge. Is this one piece, or is this floaty? It seems to be, no, I think this part with the shackle is actually floaty, but it's connected so tightly that it kind of moves around with the ball. But anyway, it goes back and forth, and it does rotate to the side. Let me see that. Can't really get it to rotate to the side because it's really getting blocked by the shackle. So that's it for your articulation. So for the accessories, there's not really that much, but this is like a special figure with a PSP game, so I'm not really complaining too much about that. We have the smiling face, kind of shy, looking to the side. Told you before, really nice contrast to the other one. We have a different hairpiece. From what I can tell, the only difference is that the one hair over here goes over to this side, while on the original it goes over to the other side. Then we got hands. You got fist hands, open hands, and one with the pinky finger and just open hands. All of those are pretty much for the sword, I'm guessing. And here's the sword, which is basically the Nero Claudius version. I don't really remember what it was called, forgive me. But it has a very nice paint job with some white, gold, and black. Or is it like a bit of a light blue hue to it, if I'm not mistaken? I'm a bit colorblind, so I'm never really sure on these things. But anyway, also has some gray metallic on the handle over here. But yeah, I mean, I love this paint job. I love this sword. The mold's already great, but the paint job really makes it even more special. And for the rest of it, of course, you have the Figma back and the Figma base, which I had in the review this entire time. So that's gonna do it, but before I go, two more things. I just want to have another look at this hairpiece. This one is more wavy, a little bit in the wind, while this one is completely straight. And there was some articulation. I don't know why it didn't work before, but it's basically you have a Y joint, two ball joints on this side, then it goes into a Y shape, into another ball joint in the torso, so you can still rotate that around, wiggle that around, bring that back and forth. So you got that, and yeah. It's gonna bring me to the final thoughts of this figure. Now, this is a little bit more special because this was a PSP bonus, and I don't really know how easy this one's to get or cost-wise. But regardless of that, I'm just gonna say, from what I can tell, from what I'm seeing right now, I love this figure. This is amazing. This design alone is worth the price of admission. And they made everything very nice. I don't see any paint issues, any movement issues. Yes, I guess this is kind of clunky, but still, I mean, for the record, this is again an old Figma. I bought that one pre-owned from Mandarake.com, so if you're looking for pre-owned anything really, Mandarake got your back. So I mean, yeah, I do recommend this figure if you can still find it, of course. But for the rest of it, that's gonna do it. As usual, guys, thank you very much for watching. Don't forget, if you enjoyed this review, hit it up with a like and subscribe to the channel so you can stay tuned for more figure reviews, gameplay stuff, and whatever Saber Bright wants.